He took office during a global pandemic and made battling COVID-19 his top priority, promising 100 million vaccines would be administered by April.
We met that goal last week by day 58, 42 days ahead of schedule. Now today I'm setting a second goal, and that is we will, by my 100th day in office, have administered 200 million shots in people's arms.
That goal was exceeded this week. Now, more than 230 million vaccines have been given out, with more than half of all Americans receiving at least one dose.
What we're seeing is a president who continues to be disciplined, continues to stay on message, and also a president who continues to focus on the issues. And I think that's what many Americans like to hear from their politicians.
Biden promised to ease economic pain from the pandemic as well, delivering on a campaign promise to get direct payments to millions of people who were out of work.
It not only addresses the immediate crisis we're in, it's better for the long-term economic health of our nation and our competitiveness.
By the end of March, millions of Americans had received at least $1,400 or more to help pay expenses like rent and food. In his first 100 days, Biden also kept another campaign pledge, rejoining the Paris Agreement on climate change that limits greenhouse gas emissions. His predecessor, Donald Trump, had pulled the U.S. out. Biden rejoined the U.S. on day one.
I can breathe.
To voters of color, Biden also delivered on addressing systemic racism in policing. After the conviction of Derek Chauvin, the police officer who murdered George Floyd, Biden's Justice Department announced a federal investigation into the Minneapolis Police Department, where Chauvin was employed. And while Biden did follow through on his pledge to raise the minimum wage to $15 an hour for federal contractors, his plan to push for a federal minimum wage for everyone has faltered. His next goal, to fix America's infrastructure and create jobs, could be one of his most ambitious tasks.
The theme of this first 100 days could be characterized by terms such as bold, daring, and adventurous.
Biden repeatedly promises to meet the moment, building back better from the COVID crisis, channeling a spirit not seen since President Roosevelt's New Deal in the 1930s, building schools, roads, and parks, and lifting millions of Americans' wages and quality of life following the Great Depression. In that spirit, President Biden has already expanded America's social safety net, and he's promising more. Biden's betting that Americans are looking for solutions to problems like race and income inequality that he believes only government can deliver. Kimberly, Halkett, Al Jazeera, Washington.